Welcome back. Today we're going to be playing the third chapter from the Days Gone By campaign, Campfire Tales. This is my favorite board so far. It has a lot of walkers, a lot of survivors. We can do lots of cool 3D terrain on it, so let's check out the board. You can see there in the back we have Dale's RV set up, and we have Dale, Jim, and Alan in the back corner. And as we go around the board here, you can see we got Rick and Shane way back in the far corner over there. They are going to try and get at least two of these three ladies who are over there. That is Lori, Donna, and Carol. They have to get two of them to the RV in order to successfully pass this mission. Okay, we are going to fly through the survivors for this game. So we have Rick. Rick has Rick's hatchet and a small knife and bandages, so we can get the reroll for the dual wield. We got Shane. Shane has a 9mm pistol along with an ammo reload. Alan has the felling axe, and we're going to be rolling 3 white dice in melee with him. He's trying to help his wife out. Jim's got the claw hammer. He gets some extra white dice in melee, and it made sense story-wise to give him a tool. And Dale is going to be looking through some supply counters back there in the tents in the RV to try to find something to use. This mission is going to have us set the threat counter on 4 to start the game. Alright guys, so we are going to start out turn 1, and we're going to start back here by the RV with Alan. So, Alan's first turn, we are going to have him sneak 4 inches around to the front of the tent. Stay in contact with it so that we can search the tent and see what Alan comes up with. Alan is going to find the old gun, but because he's carrying the felling axe that is bulky, we're going to put this in our pack. Alright, so we'll come back out here and bring that up a little bit. We're going to move Jim. Jim is also going to sneak. So if we put this over here, Jim is going to sneak 4 up to about there around the side of the tent, be in contact with it, and search. Jim comes up with a metal pipe, so he's already carrying the claw hammer, so we'll take this guy, and it doesn't really serve us any purpose to arm it. We're going to put this in our pack as well. Okay, so we're going to stay down here by the RV and finish out the movement with these guys. We're going to get Dale to sneak all the way back here to the RV. So I'm going to go back 4 inches, make it into contact with the RV, and you can see there's a supply counter on top of that guy. So we're going to grab that, and we'll see what Dale comes up with. So Dale gets a fire extinguisher. Not going to help us rolling any dice, so we'll take it and put it in our pack. So we'll come over to Rick and Shane. Rick is going to start out by attempting to lower the threat, because remember we started the game on, so we will roll the black die. Remember, on a badge we will lower it. So the threat stays at 4. So for Rick's second action, he is going to sneak up here 4 inches. Alright, so for Shane, we are going to sneak up over here near Rick to just behind him, and we're going to have Shane shoot at this zombie right here. So Shane is going to get a red and white for his base shooting skill and 2 red for the gun that he's carrying. So we'll roll all of Shane's dice and get 2 hits. Roll the 1 walker, and they get a 2 also. So all that did was make him angry, so that causes mayhem. So now everyone within 10 is going to rush towards these guys. So the guy that he shot at is going to be in contact with him. That's going to draw this guy straight into Rick. It's going to bring the one from the trees back here. We'll say since he's coming out of terrain, he will just move we'll call it like 4 out of the terrain there. Let's see who else. This guy back here is going to come up 6. And then we've also got, you can see how far that shot extends. We've got this lady down here. This is coming straight at him. This guy is coming at him. And so is this guy. So, not the best thing that could have happened, but we'll see how it goes. We'll go down here to the ladies and have their turn now. Alright, so we come over to the ladies, and we're just going to try and use them to lower the threat and sneak their way down towards the RV. So we'll start with Lori. Lori is going to start by attempting to lower the threat. So we'll roll the 1 black, and Lori lowers the threat. So we are down to 3. And for her second action, Lori is going to just creep up here along the board edge, tiny bit. We will then move on to Donna. Donna will also try to lower the threat again. So we roll black. Donna does not. So now Donna, like Lori, for her second action, is just going to try and huddle right up behind her. Carol, for her turn, is also going to sneak into Donna, and she will also try and lower the threat. And Carol successfully lowers the threat, so we are down to threat 2. Alright, so that is all of our survivors having their actions. We'll go into kill zones. We'll start down here with these guys. So put that over top of Lori. She's the closest one to any walkers. So all of the ladies down here are clear. So let's swing this board around. We'll check the kill zone out here for Alan. And you can see that Alan is going to have this guy come into combat with him. We'll look at it for Jim. Jim is in combat with the nurse. She's going to slide into him right there. And then Dale is back there by the RV. And we've got this huge mess that Shane caused by shooting his gun on the first turn out here. So Shane is going to get this guy to come in with him, and then Rick is going to get, so the Hillary Clinton looking walker is just outside, but the other two are going to come in. So Rick is going to have his hands full. Alright, so that's all the kill zones. We are going to move into our first event card here. So our first event card will be shooting at shadows. So +1 to the threat. Threat moves back up to 3. All survivors with a nerve value lower than the current threat must shoot at the closest enemy model if they have a ranged weapon. So the only model with a ranged weapon is Shane, who has a high nerve level. So that's not going to come into effect here. In addition, each time a shot is resolved, white walkers enter play. An eligible survivor has no functioning ranged weapon. It must run exactly as if it had rolled. So because we are at all quiet, no one has a nerve level lower than that. So this is just going to be +1 to the threat. So we'll start combat with this. So let's go with Shane first. Shane is going to try to defend. He's going to be rolling a red and white against the walkers 3 purple. And Shane is actually going to tie combat. Alright, so we'll move on to Rick now. So if you remember, Rick is facing 3 walkers. So dice count wise, 1 for the first walker, 2 for the second, and then 3 for the third. So he's facing a total of 6 dice. So Rick, with 6 walker dice attacking him, is going to roll 2 white for his attack. But we're hoping to get some headshots so that we can roll some extra red. So roll all this at the same time and see how this turns out. So Rick actually ties the combat, and I can re-roll 1 because of the dual wield, but I'm going to choose not to, and I actually get to add in 1 extra red, so I might just win because of the headshot there. So we'll try and clear some of this out of the way and see what we get on this guy. And we blank on that, so that's okay. Rick is going to live to fight another day. Alright, so that was really awesome. We'll come back out here. You can see that there were no wounds taken. We tied the combats and just knocked everyone back. So there is still a ton of walkers up here that are still surrounding these guys. But everything is still standing. Everyone is still there. It's really cool. Alright, so we'll come around here to Alan now. Alan's going to be rolling 1 white for his base, and then 2 white for the felling axe that he's carrying. We'll roll these. Alright, so Alan is at least going to knock this guy down. Alright, so Alan's going to knock that guy prone, so we'll put him back, and we'll throw the prone marker out there next to him. We now have Jim, and Jim is going to be fighting that walker. Jim's going to roll a red for his base and a white for the claw hammer that he's using. And his claw hammer has the bludgeon rule, so if nothing else, we are going to knock this guy prone, hopefully. 1 red and 1 white against 1 purple. And that's 1 and 1, so that is a tied combat. So the bludgeon effect really doesn't really matter. We'll just move her back an inch, and that'll be that. Alright, so before we end the turn, we are going to roll to see if this 1 prone walker Badgie gets back up. Blanky stays down. And he's going to stay down. So he's going to stay down. That's going to be the end of turn 1. We will raise the threat 1 for solo play. Start turn 2 on threat 4. Alright, so we're going to start turn 2 here. We're going to try to keep the threat as low as possible. So we're going to have Alan start out. He's going to try and lower the threat. We'll roll the die. And it's going to stay on 4. Second action for Alan. He's going to move over in contact with the downed walker and try and finish him off this turn. So next we'll come over here. We'll get Jim to try and do the same thing that Alan was working on, and he will try and lower the threat down here. And Jim can't do it either. So for Jim's second action, we're actually going to get him to start running to clear a path with these ladies. So he is going to start by going about 5 inches this way, just in front of Alan, and then finish his move by going up another 3 inches. The closest walker will be out here, so she's going to turn around and come back and make it into contact with Jim here. Right. So we'll come back here to Dale. So Dale is still hanging out back here by the RV. He's going to keep searching for something he can hopefully use. So we're going to have him go up to this tent now and search this supply marker. So Dale has found himself a booby trap. The searching model suffers a red and white ranged attack with the blast keyword. So we'll check the blast zone. I don't think anyone else is going to be affected by it. Yeah, just him and this tent is going to be wrecked. Alright, so Dale is going to suffer a red and white range attack, so we'll roll that first, and we'll roll his defense. So we get 2, and Dale's defense is 2 red. So Dale is going to take 1 wound, leaving him with 3 wounds. So Dale takes 1 wound, and we'll look at the second part of that card, which says it causes mayhem. So because of that, threat's going to increase by 1, move it up to 5, and now we are going to bring in everyone within 10 inches over here to Dale. So this walker here is going to turn, and we'll say he goes into this guy back here. I'm gonna come up 6. This one over here that Jim ran away from is gonna come down here. And that's about as far as that reaches out. All right, so back here with these ladies, with everything that's going on with the walkers on the front half of the board, it is really starting to open up for them. So let's go back to trying to lower the threat using them, and then start sneaking them down towards the RV. We'll start with Lori, and we're going to get her to try and sneak on through here. So she's going to come up 4 inches over this way, and now she's going to try to lower the threat, and she does. So we are down to 4. Now we'll just have everyone else follow right there behind Lori. We're just going to get Donna to sneak up 4 inches as well, and she's going to try to lower the threat. And I'll tell you what, at the same time, it's not going to make any difference. We're going to move Carol 4 inches to make this conga line, and I'm just going to roll both of them to try and lower the threat down here. And this is going to be Donna trying to lower the threat, and she does not. And this will be Carol, and Carol does. So Carol was able to bring the threat back down to all quiet, and we are back down to 3. As you can kind of see that the ladies are making it out of the corner, and they're coming up on where we got Jim and Alan, hopefully clearing a path for them, and they'll be able to come down the side of the table here and then make their way over to that RV. Alright, so now we come back here to this mess that Rick and Shane are in, where they are just absolutely surrounded by walkers. So let's see what we can do with these guys to try and get them to the next game. Rick is going to try and get out of here. So we're going to lay that down. Rick is going to split these guys and just run as far as he can get in between these trees right here. That's going to cause this guy being the closest to turn around and follow Rick into that clearing right there. Alright, so Shane, much like Rick, is going to also choose to run out of here. So we're going to go 4 between, and then 4 more down this way. So we'll move this. She is closest. She comes in to attack Shane. Alright, so that is all of the actions. We will now check the kill zones, see where we're at with these. So Rick and Shane are in the clear up here. Come down to the ladies down here. They are all still out of everyone's kill zone. And then Jim is fighting that guy. Alan is over here on his own. And And Dale. Is going to have the first of these guys slide around that tent and come into contact with him. Alright, so we'll move into our event card. So this is Places to Hide. It says to shuffle any lurker cards back into the supply deck. We don't have any of those in this game. And then to bring on We're in All Quiet. Red and white walkers into play, but we're supposed to place them inside of buildings. So we don't have any buildings this game, so what we'll do is we'll place them in the woods. Alright, so we'll roll to see how many walkers are going to come in. We're hoping for 2 blank dice. And we get 2. So we'll bring in 2 walkers. We'll put them in the trees somewhere. Alright, so let's see, we'll put 1 back in these trees. And 1, we'll put 1 over here. 1 over here, here, where Alan and Jim are trying to clear out. And we'll move into combat. Alright, so we'll start our combat down here with Alan. So Alan's going to roll 3 white, and all he has to do is beat the walker in order to remove it from the board this round. So we'll roll this. And yeah, he destroys the walker. Alright, so Alan has removed his walker from the game. See if Jim can do the same. Jim is going to roll red and white against the 1 purple for the walker. And Jim is actually going to be bitten. He's going to lose 1 wound and be down to 4, and he is now bitten as well. So, much like in the comics, we will move the bitten Jim back 1 inch. Looking out there, Dale. Dale is going to try to defend himself, so he's going to roll 2 red against the 1 purple for the walker. We'll do this one. And Dale is going to win combat and successfully defend himself. Dale is going to shove him back 1 inch. So we'll come around here. We'll start out with Shane. Shane is going to defend himself as well because he's got better chances with it. So he's going to roll red and white against the 1 purple for the walker. So Shane is successfully going to defend himself. So Shane is going to shove her back 1 inch. And they'll come out here to Rick. Rick is going to attack with 2 white against 1 purple for the walker. Alright, so because we had the dual wield, we're going to re-roll this blank and see if we can get a headshot out of this. And we don't. Come back out. Rick shoves him back 1 inch. And knocks him prone. So that is all the combat. There is 1 prone walker. So we'll roll to see if Rick's prone walker stands back up. That prone walker is going to stay prone. While we're down here, we'll roll for Jim's bite. On a badge, it will stay. And on a blank, it will spread. So that's a blank. That bite is going to spread. Jim is now going to have 3 wounds left. We're going to end turn 2, and we'll increase the threat by 1. Threat is back up to 4. Alright, so start of turn 3, and we are going to really try and clear this path quickly now. So we're going to have Jim try and lower the threat. And he does. We go back down to all quiet at threat level 3. Second action, Jim is going to move into combat with that walker again. Alan over here, we're just going to have Alan charge into this walker over here to try and get rid of him. All right, we'll move down here to Dale now. Dale's going to sneak over here this way some. He's going to come across in front of the RV 4 inches to try and get out of the way of those two walkers. We're going to come back over here to the ladies. We'll drop that down. They're going to sneak 4 inches up that way for Lori. And then we're just going to follow again with that line with Donna and with Carol. All right. So we'll move around her to Rick and Shane. So this is where Rick and Shane are going to try to help out down front. So Shane's going to make a break for it and try and get down here to help out. So we'll put that down so you can kind of see where I'm going. So we're going to take Shane and run him as far as we can down here to get in front of Lori. And I'll show you what we're doing. So we run Shane all the way down here. That's going to have her turn around and engage him to hopefully free up a path for them to get into. What we're going to do with Rick is have him do pretty much the same thing, except to get these two guys. So we're going to take Rick and have him run from here down to back this way. Have that guy turn, move into Rick. So with that being done, that's going to be all of the survivor actions. Let's check out some kill zones. So we come right here to this line of women, and let's not move all the trees. So all of them are still out of all the kill zones. We've got Jim down here with his one walker. Alan's got his one. Shane's got one. The only one that's in question over here is Rick. And that guy is out of the kill zone of everyone. So we'll go into our third event card. See what that's going to come up as. Alright, this is one of the new event cards. Assigned from 1 high. So we are going to lower the threat by 1. Down to 2. And we are in all quiet. So there is no further effects. So that was pretty good. Move into combat. So threat will go up by 1. So we are now at threat 3. And we'll start down here on this side of the board. So we'll take Alan. He's going to fight with the walker that is in the wood line right there. So again, Alan rolls 3 white, and the walker is going to get 1 purple. After that, we're going to go straight into Jim's combat. Jim's going to get red and white against the 1 walker purple as well. Right, so we'll start down here with Alan, 3 white against the lone walker's purple. And Alan destroys that walker. We'll go right into Jim's combat. And Jim loses that combat as well. So he's not doing really well. He is now down to 2 wounds, and he's bitten. Alright, so we'll come back out here. You can see what we're dealing with now. Alan has removed his walker, and Jim is struggling to really get going here with that hammer. So we'll move into Shane's combat, which is right there. Shane's going to try to attack this time. Shane has 1 white for melee against the walker's lone purple. So they are going to tie combat. So they're going to tie combat. So we will just push her back 1. And then we'll move into Rick's combat. So Rick is over there fighting the one lone walker again. He's going to get 2 white against the walkers, 1 purple. Alright, so Rick wins that combat. He gets the headshot. So we will remove this guy. That is all of the combat. We have no prone walkers this round. So we'll just roll to see if Jim's infection spreads. So Jim's infection is going to be alright this turn. So we will end turn 3. Threat is on 4. We will increase that. Jim still bitten, and he's down to 2 wounds now. Alright, so start of turn 4. We are going to have Jim really wants to take out this walker, if nothing else for a moral victory before he dies. Let's see. We are going to have Alan with his mighty felling axe move over into combat with this walker. We'll get Rick to come up into combat with that walker there. Let's see here. We'll get Shane to try and double team her. Right, now you can see that we kind of got a nice pathway here cleared for the women to come flying through here and try and get to the RV. So we'll have Lori lead the charge. She's going to run the full 8. And there's really no walkers that are within noise distance to come at her. So we'll have Donna do the same. She'll move the full 8. And then Carol will come up behind them. Now with Carol, there is still this one walker back here in the trees that's going to be within earshot of that. So we'll have him come out of the trees on this side. It's coming behind. As all of our survivors have taken their turns now. So we will go back and check the kill zones. So kill zones, this is the only walker that's near anyone, and he is outside of everyone's kill zone. So we'll go into our next event card, and it's going to be the herd. So we are in low threat. Player with initiative chooses a walker and moves it in a direction of their choice. Eligible walkers within 8 inches also move on the chosen walker. So let's take... So we're going to move this guy here towards Rick. So we'll move him 6 inches up. And now everyone within 8 is going to move towards him. So we'll start with Lady in the Woods. So let's turn this around here so we can see a little better. So everyone within 8 inches of him is going to move towards him now, which will be this lady over here. Come out of the trees, and this one here is going to go into the trees to try and get to him. And that's about it. That's our event card. We will increase the threat by 1 because we'll move into the melee phase. Looking around here for melee. We'll see if Jim can put this walker away. Jim's going to roll red and white against the walker's purple. Jim is able to remove that walker from play. Alan and Shane against this walker. So that's going to be 3 white from Alan plus 1 white from Shane against 1 purple for the walker. And out of all that, all they do is knock her prone. So these guys just beat the daylights out of her, but all they're going to do is knock her back and prone. We'll move over here to Rick. Rick is going to roll his 2 white against the walker's 1 purple. And Rick continues to just destroy people. Let's roll these just for fun to see what would happen. I mean, 6 wounds, 2 headshots. Rick is playing no games, just destroying everything in his path. We have 1 prone walker to roll for before we end this turn. So we'll roll for her, we'll roll for Jim's bite, and we'll end it first. This is for the prone walker. So she's going to stand back up. This is for Jim's bite. And the bite spreads. Alright, so start turn 4. All we have to do is get 2 of these women to the RV. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll start out. We'll move Lori. She's going to make it to the RV. We'll move Donna. I think Donna's going to have to run, potentially. Let's move that out of the way there so we can measure. Donna's going to be able to make it also. So she's going to make it to the RV. And then with Carol, before we run her, we're going to take Alan and move him into contact with that walker. We'll take Shane and move him into contact with this other walker back here. We'll take Rick and move him up into contact with that guy. And now that everyone is involved with walkers, we'll take Carol and run her down to the RV. That way there's no lone walkers that are able to move up onto her. So I'm not really concerned about doing much back here with Jim or with Dale. So let's just go right into kill zones. The only questionable one is out here near Rick. So we'll check her. She's not within a kill zone of anyone. Let's move right into our last event card. Last event card is going to be Drawn to Chaos. So +1, so threat 7. We are still on low threat. So red walkers are going to enter play from each table edge. So we'll roll red. We'll see what's going to come on the board. Alright, so we're going to have 2 walkers come in on each table edge. Alright, so just so you can see where all these guys came in at, we've got 2 new walkers on this edge. We have 1 and 2 over here. There's 1 and 2 on this side, and this whole back table is full. 2 more came back there. So let's move over here. We can see down this side. We will move into the melee portion of the game. So we'll move the threat up 1 again, now to 8. And we'll run through the melee. We'll start with Alan against 1 walker. So here's Alan. Alan's going to take out that walker. So Alan will remove her. We'll go up here to Rick against 1 walker. So Rick is going to knock him prone, so this guy's going to go back and be knocked prone. And last we have Shane over here. Shane's going to try to attack. So he gets the one white against the walkers, one purple. Here's Shane. And even Shane is in on this. Even Shane is taking out walkers now, so we'll remove this guy. After all the combat, you can see that the table has really cleared out, at least down here towards the front. We had the 3 ladies inside of the RV, and that back half back here was pretty full. So we're lucky we got out of there as early as we did. And the event cards really helped us out this game. Let's go through this end phase and see if Jim survives. So we have the 1 prone walker that we'll roll for. We'll roll for Jim's infection. We'll count up our supply tokens, and then we'll be done with this mission. Roll to see if the prone walker gets up. So they stay down. And we will roll to see if Jim survives. And he does. So Jim makes it through the whole game. He ends up with one wound and pretty infected at the end. So it's very similar to the comics, which I like. What'd you think? Let me know down in the comments how you're liking the campaign so far. What do you think of the table? I really like this setup. This green light die-cast RV is awesome. Let me know what you think about the board. I love that we can turn it around and give you all the angles so you can check everything out. I know I'm playing on Dreadball mat, but this is the only grassy mat that I have. So it was this, or have the trees growing out of the middle of the city. So check it out. If you haven't seen the other 2 missions from Days Gone By, go back and check them out. You can watch some of the terrain reviews I got going on. Those are from Blackslate Studios. Those are some awesome kits. I'm hoping to get some more in the future and put them up. So do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe, and come back to check out some more Walking Dead battle reports.